knowledge comes from logic. Some truths are whispered through the body.
When people hear the word intuition, they often imagine something mystical, an ethereal voice, a psychic flash, or a divine whisper from the beyond. But what if I told you that intuition isn't some esoteric gift reserved for the few, but a biological function that you can train, test, and strengthen right now? In this video, I'll show you a 3-step intuition test you can try immediately. One that blends neuroscience, embodied awareness, and real-time decision-making. But before we begin, we need to understand why it works. Let's start with the science. Your body is constantly receiving and processing information, not just from the outer world, but from your inner world. This inner sensing system is called interoception, your ability to detect subtle changes inside your body: heartbeat, muscle tension, breath, gut movements, even temperature shifts. It's how you know when you're hungry, when you're nervous, or when someone's lying to you without any logical proof. And here's the kicker. Your gut has over 100 million neurons, more than your spinal cord. This network of neurons is often called your second brain, the enteric nervous system, and it plays a major role in how you feel, decide, and respond to the world. When you have a gut feeling, it's not metaphor, it's literal biology. These gut signals get relayed to your brain via the vagus nerve, a massive superhighway of communication between your brain, heart, lungs, and digestive system. This is where logic and intuition begin to merge. So, if you've ever had a feeling of unease around someone without knowing why, or felt drawn to a place you couldn't explain, you were picking up on signals from your body faster than your rational mind could process. Intuition is your body's fast-track system for decision-making, not based on guesses, but on deep pattern recognition, often too fast and subtle for the conscious mind to catch. And like any skill, it can be tested, trained, and strengthened. Let me show you how. The 3-step intuition test. Try this now. This isn't theory. This is practice. And the beauty is, you don't need candles, music, or meditation cushions. All you need is a question. Step 1. Pose a clear yes-no question. Choose a small, low-stakes decision you've been thinking about. Something simple, like, should I go for a walk after this video? Should I message that friend I've been avoiding? Should I take the scenic route today instead of the usual one? The key is to keep it binary. Yes or no. Don't complicate it. You're not solving your life right now. You're practicing your intuition. Once you've chosen the question, pause. Close your eyes if it helps. Get quiet and ask it to yourself internally. Should I? Don't overthink. Ask once, then move to step 2. Step 2. Tune into your body's first reaction. Now, here's where it gets subtle. Right after you ask the question, pay attention to your body's immediate response before your mind jumps in to analyze. What do you feel? Do you feel a sense of lightness, openness, warmth? Or do you feel tightness, heaviness, constriction? You might feel it in your chest, your stomach, your throat. Everyone's different. But the body always reacts faster than the conscious mind. We're talking microseconds. Here's a trick. Don't look for words, look for sensations. This is the language of your intuition. Not sentences, but signals. If your body feels expansive, that's a yes. If your body contracts, tightens, or closes, that's likely a no. Think of your body like a tuning fork. The vibration changes depending on the question. You just have to learn to listen. This may sound simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Step 3. Act on the answer. then record the result. This is the most important part. Take a small action based on what your body told you. Did you feel a yes? Then do the thing, send the message, take the walk, speak up, pause, whatever it was. Then watch what happens. How do you feel after you follow the intuitive signal? Does your body feel more aligned, lighter, or do you feel resistance? Document the result. Keep a short log of what you asked, what you felt, what you did, and how it went. Over time, patterns will emerge. You'll start to see where your intuition is sharp and where fear, trauma, or wishful thinking sometimes impersonate intuition. Yes, that happens too. Trauma often feels like contraction, but so can intuitive warnings. That's why tracking is so important. It separates noise from signal. This three-step test becomes a training ground for your inner GPS. Why this works. Let's go deeper into the neuroscience. When you ask yourself a question, your brain rapidly scans stored patterns, past experiences, emotional memories, and environmental cues. This happens in your subconscious, the part that handles 95% of your daily behavior. Before your conscious mind even catches up, your body reacts. That's why your first felt sense is often more accurate than overthinking. Research from the HeartMath Institute shows that the heart can detect emotional shifts and even predict changes in the environment seconds before the brain does. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that participants could detect future emotional stimuli before they occurred, a phenomenon called presentiment. The heart and body reacted before the mind could understand why. This doesn't mean your body is psychic. It means it's incredibly sensitive to environmental data, patterns, and energy, often below conscious awareness. And if you've experienced trauma or chronic stress, your body has learned to feel first as a defense mechanism. But over time, these signals become hard to interpret. Is this fear or intuition? Is this gut feeling a signal or just old emotional debris? That's why practice and tracking the results is key. This test isn't just a one-off trick. It's a method you can return to, refine, and deepen over time. Every small decision you check with your body, every yes/no moment, is an opportunity to build somatic awareness, discern between truth and fear, strengthen your trust in your inner knowing. Here are a few tips to go deeper. Start with low-stakes decisions. Practice on choices that don't have massive consequences. What to eat, where to walk, who to message. These help you build a baseline. Notice your default patterns. Do you tend to override your gut with logic? Do you default to people-pleasing instead of body listening? Awareness is power. Combine with breath. Before asking the question, take 3 deep breaths. This grounds your nervous system and reduces the noise of anxiety or mental chatter. Don't confuse intuition with emotion. Just because something feels emotionally intense doesn't mean it's your intuition. That's why focusing on bodily sensation, not mental story, is key. We live in an age of information overload, thousands of opinions, infinite options, an avalanche of conflicting advice. In this storm of noise, the greatest power you can reclaim is your inner signal. Intuition doesn't always speak in full sentences. Sometimes it's a whisper, a chill, a subtle expansion. But when you learn to read those signals, to feel them in your body and follow them in real time, you gain something rare: clarity without overthinking, direction without needing permission, wisdom without external validation. In a world that teaches you to outsource your truth to experts, algorithms, and authority figures, your intuition brings you back to your own center. And the best part? You don't have to wait for a mystical moment. You can test it right now. Your turn. Let's recap the three-step intuition test. Ask a yes/no question. Feel your body's first response, act on it, and log the result. Do this daily, even once a day, and your inner compass will sharpen like a blade. You'll start to feel the difference between a true yes and a manipulated yes, between a real no and a fear-based shutdown. It won't always be perfect. That's okay. This is not about perfection. It's about partnership with your body. You are not a brain floating in space. You are a symphony of biology, spirit, memory, and subtle wisdom, and your intuition is the instrument you were born to play. In a world screaming for your attention, the quietest voice inside you is often the most honest. Listen, then act. If this video resonated with you and you want more grounded practices like this, not fluff, not fake spirituality, but real embodied inner work, then subscribe to the channel. And if you've tried this method, share your experience in the comments. Let's build a community of intuitive explorers. Your intuition is not broken. It's waiting to be heard.